Hey, this is Gerd Handel, and welcome to the Inner Light Project. This show is for anyone who's wanting to lead a happier, healthier, and enlightened life. Create more self-love, inject more joy and abundance into their daily life. Join me for inspiring interviews and spiritual topics so you can shine your inner light. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Inner Light Project. My name is Gerd Handel, and today I want to share with you two amazing souls who are bringing back their ancestral medicine to the world. Barb and Kim are a mother-daughter duo, and Barb is a psychic intuitive reader, Reiki master and spiritual practitioner with 50 years of experience in energetic healing. And her daughter Kim is a psychic intuitive, Reiki master and QHHT practitioner and spiritual guide. And together they co-host the Daughters of the Moon podcast. Kim and Barb, I'm so grateful to have you on the show, and thank you for joining us today.
We're really excited, and thank you for having us on.
Such a pleasure to be with you again.
Oh, bless you. I was just, when the moment we spoke last year, I was just so excited to talk to you guys. I don't want to say guys, as we mentioned, ladies. It's my new thing. No more guys, ladies. But it was just such a beautiful union of daughter and mother, and it just felt like the conversation we had was so powerful that I was like, I have to have you on the show. So thank you for both being here. And yeah, I just want to share your personal stories of how did you end up becoming in the work, well, doing the work that you do. How did you end up in the journey of becoming psychic intuitives and Reiki masters?
I guess it has to start with me. I'm the more mature person in this party.
You started it.
We'll take that.
I started seeing spirit when I was quite young.
Wow.
And I had some things that I went through when I was young that sort of pushed me into going into that darker space in order to find what I was doing. So when I started doing it, I was probably, oh boy, seems like forever. I was probably about 16 years old by the time I first saw my first spirit. And then after that, it just became more frequent. And as I started having the babies and things like that, now you have a different type of personality because you have somebody you're protecting and that kind of thing. So I found that when that started coming up was when I started to really get some more spirits coming into me and testing me.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So that was really interesting. I got some good stories from way back then.
I'm waiting to if you'd like to share.
But anyways, so what happened was as time went on and the kids were getting older, I started doing palmistry and tea leaf reading. And the kids and their friends would come over, and I liked having their friends around because they were giggly and it was fun, and I'm a giggler too, so it worked just perfect. So I would do tea leaves and palm readings with the girls and the boys, and they were right into it. And it gave them something else to talk about. And also, I'd never ever discouraged the kids growing up to not believe that there was other things around and things like that. So they always carried that intuition with them, and they somewhat shared it with their friends that were open enough. Okay. So, so then as time went on, I started doing some more cards and things like that. And then going into classes to find out how to work with it better and things like that. Because as you know, with spirit, we get all kinds of things sometimes, and we have to learn how to push that away so that you can go into buildings and do things like that. So so I started doing the readings then.
Wow.
And started exposing myself more into the public where, you can come to me for a reading. It's not just the kids that I'm doing and playing around and that. So started doing a little more of that. And then later on, I decided I knew I needed to do something else. And a friend of ours, who is a Reiki master and all kinds, she's written about 5, 6 books now. I think she told me yesterday 7, corrected me. So anyways, she was a Reiki master, and she said to me, you need to be doing Reiki. So so then I went from there to learning how to be a Reiki master, and that only just heighten the abilities even more. So receiving messages while you're doing the Reiki and beyond. So yeah. So something I always said to the kids, like I never wanted them to be afraid of it, you know. I wanted them to know it was some fun. My son, when he was younger, he was funny because he liked to be there and listening to the stories and stuff like that. But if you asked him at any time or so, do you believe this? I'm an atheist. You know,
It's
yeah,
like
so you know,
logical brain must not think. Yeah, I hear you. That's so funny.
but he has found out since then that's not true. But that's what it was about, and that's sort of how it came on. And as time has gone on, my spirit's been really good to me, and it helps me to see other things. And so now I'm, you know, intuitively see them walking around and doing things all the time. But I mean, it becomes a portion of your life of what you do. But mostly when I'm doing my readings and that. So yeah, so that's kind of sort of my story in a nutshell. Like I said, I have lots of stories that lead up to it that I could, but it's another time for sure. And
We can talk about that later. Don't worry. I think we're going to bring that up. I've got a feeling about it's like the unwell and one unwell spirits versus the healthy spirits. I can sense that.
yeah,
Yeah.
both.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But I just
So
want to say, I
Cindy can tell
love.
you her side of the story.
Yeah, well, and like Mom alluded to, um, she taught us a lot when we were growing up. And for me, I think what really started my spiritual journey is from a very young age, I was very drawn to the churches and spirituality and trying to find out where God was. And so I said to my mom, which church can I go to? She's like, you can go to any church you want. I'm like, yeah, but right, I was baptized Catholic,
Yeah.
so must I not just go to a Catholic church? She says you can go to any church that you would like. So I started dabbling in the different churches, but found that I was more at peace and more communing with God, source, whatever, when I was down in the ravine writing poetry and having that space. So,
Wow.
but I've always been interested just how similar all of them were. So that was kind of where I started. Then as I got older and she was teaching us stuff, I found myself in the library always looking at like witchy stuff in the library,
I love
right? Because
that.
that's where you got all your information back in the day.
That is
So
true.
yeah, I've always been intrigued and it always felt like home to me. So as I progressed, Mom taught me how to do tea leaf readings and palmistry, which I was only can do the lifeline, to be honest, but I
So
rock it. But I've always been an eternal learner. So I'm always reading books and doing those kind of things. And so started doing readings. Same thing, had the kids become even more in tune with stuff. And as I was raising my boys, it was like they'd say, I see a spirit. And I'd be like, oh, right on. Well, who is it? Do you feel the right? Like we just talked about that because it was the way I wanted to raise my children. So that was always a lovely thing. And then as I went on, yeah, Reiki, Mom's like, I feel like you should take your Reiki. So I got my Reiki and I just actually recently got my Reiki masters. And then a girlfriend of mine said, because of course, you know, when you're into this kind of thing, you've got friends that aren't into it and then a tribe that is. So she said to me, I feel like you would be really good at QHHT, so which is
Mm.
the hypnotizing and putting people into the past life regression and then talking to the higher conscious. So I said,
sure.
sure, because I'm a lifetime learner.
And I'm of course going, yeah, do it, do it.
Mom's like, let's go.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we went spiritually about 4 years ago. Well, 4 years ago on February 3rd,
Ooh.
um, my son's girlfriend started a podcast and they were just kind of chit-chatting back and forth. And then I said to Mom, we should do a podcast. We know enough for things about spirituality. Maybe we should try doing a podcast. She said, yeah, absolutely. So we started one time a week, no video, just recording the audio.
Yeah.
started doing that, and then we were like, well, maybe we should have some guests on. So then it kind of just kind of snowballed from there. We now release them twice a week and have wonderful guests like yourself on that we get to, it's just been our passion to help people live an authentic life and find out what information is out there so they can choose what feels right for them.
Yeah, to
So
get their bliss, right?
yeah, so
And, the more modalities that we knew too, that's why we started too, because we had so many modalities that we knew about. And it was like, why don't we share this? Because, like when you think about when we were younger, or yeah, both of us, about wanting to know more, right? And
Yeah.
experience more and get deeper into it. So, yeah, so that when we did the podcast here, it was like, let's share this knowledge
Mm.
and let other people come on and talk to us and share more knowledge, so that we become more educated every time we talk to somebody such as yourself.
Oh,
We learn more too, right?
oh,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
It's the same. It's 100% the same. It's one of the reasons why I started the podcast because it was like there's so much I want to share, but there's so much I want to share with everybody else. Like we need to know this information, right? And I just want to go back to what you guys both, well, ladies, I'm getting used to saying ladies, is you were both saying is like I love that Barb, you just delved into it. You didn't think about it. You just were like, okay, I'm just going to play with this, and people around you were like, okay, this is who she is. And then you didn't hide it from your kids. And I love that because, well, that's your ancestral medicine, right? So you were then able to share it to your kids. Now, you obviously, son was like, okay. And obviously, daughter was like, oh, this is cool. But now, obviously, as the son has got older, he's like, okay, now I get it, right? It's a journey, right? But it's just a gift to see the wisdom that you both have from generations back that has gone through you, that because you held the space for Kim to then be able to do this. And I really relate with this. It's only recently, like, I realized my medicine comes through my mum's side. And it's like an ancestor way back, and she was doing the deep work of healing, and she can see and she can feel things, which is what I've been doing without even realizing it. And my mum's, it kind of broke down, obviously, with the patriarchy, as we know, got hidden away. And then my mum was the one that started it again, but then it stopped. So she was doing it in her nursing career without realizing it, and she would say things that people didn't always get, but then would understand later. And I'm the one that's now starting that again. So I love that you held the space because I don't think my mum understood what was going on. So if she did, it would have made my life a lot easier. So I love that,
right.
yeah, you kind of let that wisdom just to flow naturally. I think that's
Well,
beautiful.
it was interesting though too, because when I was seeing spirit and things like that, I couldn't understand because I was so young, right?
Mm.
And then of course I had some negative spirits that were coming in too that I scared me and couldn't sort of identify with. And then when I had married her dad, his mother was very spiritual. So she actually was one of the people that I could sit there and say to her, am I crazy by seeing this? And she goes, oh God, no, right? And then she would elaborate at that point to tell me what she had experienced. So I said to Kimmy as she was growing up, man, if you got part of me in me and part of your ground in me, you're just going to soar, woman. I guess.
I love that. It is what it is. Like,
So yeah, it was kind of neat because she gave me the strength to believe in myself and to come out even more so with it, because of how much she believed in it, right?
wow.
So yeah, she was really inspiring for me. So it
Wow.
helped me a lot.
I
Hmm.
love that. And like, it's interesting you're saying that because my grandma actually started a peek of it, but didn't understand it and kind of like was like, oh, no, 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 shut it down. But mum was like, the portal opened again with mum. So it's now I understand, like, I didn't get it back. Like, sometimes grandma would say stuff and I'm like, where did that come from? As a kid, because I didn't know about spirits. I just knew religion and that was it. I didn't know about this other whole world. But I wanted to talk a little bit about you're saying about these spirits, because I don't think people realize that not all spirits are bad. There are good spirits and then there's unwell spirits, right? So from what you grew up, if can you share maybe a little bit about it or
Sure.
if you're
Probably
open
the
to?
first one, first one, I grew up with my grandparent in my grandparents' home. My mom was there too. But we grew up there. And because things were going on there, there was 13 of us living in the house at any that time. And
Wow, okay. I need a cup of tea for that.
So there's a lot of energies. That's all I can say, right? And so, when I started having feelings that around me, it was like, okay, whatever. But this one night I come out of my room and I walked into the living room. It was wee hours of the night, and when I did, I saw this man and woman dancing in the living room,
Oh, wow.
and they, of course, weren't real. And as a child, in wonder, because I was still quite young, you're taken aback trying to, evaluate what you're seeing and why, right? So
Mm.
it was almost like it was bringing some joy. Okay. So it must have been maybe a hectic day around or something. I don't really remember. I just remember seeing them dancing and thinking, old time, way back when, where she's got the hoop skirt on, long hoop skirt to the floor, and he's the gentleman dancing. And it's like, oh my God, this is beautiful, right? So that was sort of in around the beginning of what I started to see, as far as nice things. And of course, I think I think I'm one of those people that spirit likes to challenge me with seeing some negative stuff too. So
Oh,
it's just dealing with what's in the universe and around us, So yeah,
no, I
did
love
that
that.
answer?
No, no, 100%. I love that. And I know the way my thing, I don't even got a gift, I guess, only got things. Gift works. It's like I will feel and sense things of people from like their childhood or past life. But my early stages of kind of understanding this was I did used to smell like randomly in the house. It didn't matter where I was staying or living, like smell of bread randomly. I'm like, but there's no bread being made. But I would make, there was this feeling that someone had made it. And it was obviously there was a spirit there that was doing their thing and baking. And, I'm like, how is it that I'm craving this today or smelling things? So I truly believe in this 100%. And, I've never seen like ghosts, but I feel energies. So like I felt like some unwell ancestor and I'd be like, bye bye. But again, I didn't know how, like you said, how to deal with it in the olden times, like I would call it. Like I was just like, what is this? It's overwhelming and didn't know what to deal with it. But I think a lot of people need to realize like it's okay. It's just knowing how to deal with this. It's a gift. It's a beautiful gift. We shouldn't shun upon this. We've been told by society that there's something wrong with us if we have this, but it's a powerful gift that you could like the work that you both do now is to help people, right? For things that they need to learn about themselves. So I think there's always medicine in something that we don't know makes
Yeah.
sense, if that makes
I
sense.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does make sense. I know my first experience that I remember was my grandfather had passed away, or great grandfather had passed away,
Mm.
and we had gone to the funeral and I'd come home, gone to bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night and he was standing in my doorway.
Mm.
And I was like 10, I think.
Yeah.
So I was pretty young, so it scared me. So I was like, get out of here. Like you're scaring me, right? Like I didn't know how to handle that. And, I'm sure that he was just coming to check on the family before he passed on. I
Oh.
know that now, but at 10, it was like when I told my mom the next day, I'm like, why was Grandpa standing at the end of my bed? Like that freaked me out.
But at least, Barb didn't say to you, no, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, no, 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 you're making it up. Because that's what a
No.
story of a lot of people I know where their parents just shun them down and then they shut down that gift. Whereas
Yeah.
that's what I love with both of you is that you allow that gift to just surface and say, okay,
Yeah.
it's all right. We'll,
Yeah.
we'll deal with it. Like,
It's so cool because the kids believed in it so much, and like because we like her children as they started growing up too, that when they had something like they would look at us and say, "Can there something you can do to make them go away?" Sort of thing. And they believed in it so much we would put crystals at their door and things like
oh,
that, and they would leave them there because they really believed it was helping them, and it was,
I love that.
and so they got so that, when I finally went back this one time in particular and said to Philip, "Okay, are you okay now, honey?" That's her one son. He said, "Yeah, Grandma." I said, "Well, I'm going to take it now, okay?" And he goes, "Do you have to?"
Just let it be there all the time. Oh, that's so cute. But that just shows, that's what I mean. Like, the wisdom within the family. It is, it's the wisdom within the family. You're sharing the wisdom together to help the next generation after next generation. That's so beautiful, honestly. I
It's
hope you
quite
go
cute.
do go do you do both realize that's such a gift, like to have.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
It, oh, I feel very blessed, right? Like it's nice, like you have your lineage the way that you kind of had it come down through yours. And I feel very blessed with us that, we have had that, I had my mom to be able to tell me things. And, in return, we've been able to tell the kids different things when they've seen or felt things. And, and then watching them grow, because, at some point they're
Oh,
boys, they shut it down a little bit.
yeah.
And now watching them sort of open back up to some possibilities is an amazing journey to get to watch, I think.
And plus they're attracting people that believe.
Ooh, I love that.
So it keeps going on, right? Because now they're meeting girls that they find out what we do, and of course they want to know more. It's like, feed me. Right?
Knowledge. I love that. Oh my God, that's so beautiful because then it's like their community as well is joining your community, and then oh my, that's so powerful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful energies coming together from different lineages and different families, and that's medicine, right? Oh,
It's
you do
definitely medicine.
you don't get that in a book, right? You don't get that in a PhD.
No, you don't.
That's the wisdom of the collective of what we have, isn't it? Sharing resources together to help each other to grow. And the fact that they're now attracting these partners, that just shows how powerful the energy is within the family. I love that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
We're so blessed, all of us, you too, because as we meet people in our lifetimes, and especially younger people, and they're doing their struggles and things like that, you can say to them, if you believe
Ooh.
there's something bigger than
Mhm.
that anything's possible. So it sort of gives them that, um, I don't know, I guess magic that they can say and put it in their hand and go, yeah, I can believe in this and it'll help me get through these struggles. Because growing up is not an easy thing, right? Going to school and all the rest. So that's magic in itself when you can say
Mm.
to them, it's okay.
I love
Somebody's there going to help you.
You're right. I remember as a kid, as you're saying that, I believed in magic. I didn't know what it meant, but I just knew there was magic. And it was my little bubble with my little world with the animals, talking to the animals, not having a clue why I was doing it, or talking to the plants and saying, grow, 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 grow. Like it makes sense now. But there was something actually before we move on to something else. I was gonna say there was an interesting like link between my mum. There was something going on last year with a family member, and we both knew when something bad was about to happen. We looked at each other when something's bad about to happen. And I didn't know how powerful mum's was until then. I didn't even know where this gift had come from, right? I knew it was kind of from mum, but I didn't have the confirmation because we never talked about it. And we both just started, I was like, Mum, we need to pray. And then she's like, okay, I'm like, I'm going to chant this, you chant this. And we both were doing it at the same time. And whatever it was that was trying to come towards us, it was just kept moving away. And my uncle
Right.
was like, he was driving, bless him, he was like, what is going on? We were like, you drive, we're doing what we have to do. And we were just channeling together. And I was like, whoa, I was like, damn, you're powerful. Like, I didn't know what this was, but like now I realize I'm like, it comes from mum. And then I got the confirmation later at the end of this last year. I keep going, we're 2026 now. And I was like, oh my God. That's when I was like, damn, my mum didn't even know her own power. Like it was hidden. She kept it hidden for
Yeah.
so long because of society and constraints and how it
Yeah.
is, especially being in the UK where patriarchy began, funny enough, nobody realizes that, like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And what a great, powerful connection. And to be able to now, for her to be able to reclaim her power within that, to express it and share that with you, that's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, we're like, well, Mum, I'm about to do something. She's like, no, I get it. And I'm like, okay, you get it. I don't have to say anything else. Like, it's so beautiful. But before, if I was to say that, I think she would have been like, what are you on about? But like now we both kind of get each other in the gift. And yeah, I love that.
Wow.
Thank you for, yeah,
But
thank you
and
for that.
her being a nurse too, she probably even squashed it even more so for her integrity on the job and thing like that, right?
Yeah,
But I mean, to have be still working with people as a nurse, she was already on the angelic realm, right?
yeah.
So accepting it has only just widened where she sits with that, right? So beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
she was
too.
doing that with her patients. She didn't even realize what she was doing it, but she knew exactly what to do with her patients, which is why her patients loved her so much. They wouldn't let other nurses or doctors touch them. Like, we want her. Because she knew
Funny.
what they needed, or she still is very tuned into people's needs, and she senses things what people need, or she also sees things before it happens. And I've got that gift, and I didn't even realize it. And I knew it when I was little. Like I saw one thing when I was 8 with my dad, and he wasn't meant to go on this journey, but there was like this holy book that came from, I think it was like somewhere in a different side of the world, and a couple of people were taking it to another place in England, and the guy that was meant to go backed out. And so my dad says, "Okay, I'll go." And I remember saying to my dad, "Don't go." And he goes, "I'll be back in a few days." I'm like, "No, don't go. Something bad's going to happen." And when the next night they had an accident, and I didn't see him for 6 months.
Wow.
So I didn't understand that back then because I thought, "Oh no, maybe I caused it," right? As a kid, you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you had this psychic intuition. You didn't even know about it, right? Like, yeah. So I
Mm.
realized that actually I've always had it. I just didn't know how to
Use it.
own it and yeah, use it and apply it in a way that made sense. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
fascinating, isn't it? Once you realize it's like, oh my God, what is this? How do I deal with this?
I think what's as fascinating about it too is once you start to realize you do have it, then you're into the books to find out more, and you're into, you're anything you can grab to find to educate yourself more on it. You're doing it, right?
Yeah.
Feed me more, feed me more. It's
But that's like the pathway, isn't it? It's like, okay, the door has opened. Do you want to take it or not? And it's like, okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
yes. I think it
Yeah.
took me a bit longer. I was like, no, because my logical brain was like, no, this is strange, must stay away. Then I became a journalist. Obviously, I'm trying to figure things out, dissect things. No surprise there. Then I walked away from that career. Then I tuned in when I started doing the deeper work. Then I was like, oh, this is it. Like, but it took a long time for me to actually accept it. I think again, because of the world I was in, society,
Mhm.
England blames it a little bit more. Yeah, yeah.
You're so
Yeah,
cute.
for me, I just kept taking courses and I'd be like, Mom, do you want to take this course with me?
Yep.
And it's like, I'm going to take a shamanism course. She's like, okay, like just
Love
introduction.
it.
I'm going to take a Buddhist course. Like, I want it because I just yearn
Knowledge.
to know all this. Where does this all come from? How
Yeah.
does it all tie in together?
Ooh.
And I'm a true believer that all the organized religions and all
Mm.
this earth-based religions all really tie in together. So I think it's
100%.
a,
We're all connected.
yeah.
We just, even religion, it's like you just pray differently, but it's to one, I believe it's to one person anyway. So you may
Higher
as well respect
power.
everyone's. Yeah. They're
Yeah,
all helping in any way. So you may as well just embrace. Yeah, I hear you.
exactly.
Yeah. And it's such a beautiful journey when you open up to that pathway because you see things that you wouldn't normally see because yeah, like other people wouldn't like they wouldn't have seen those things and you see another way of being and another way of connecting and that also helps your clients, right? To understand in a different way.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
I love that. So, how are you helping people struggle with like energy, who want to clear the energy, but they don't know what's going on?
How do you struggle with it?
And how, sorry, let me say it in the right way. My brain's gone off a different tangent. Like, why do you think people are struggling? Um, wait, let me say it in the right way.
How do
So,
I accept it?
no, no,
Like if people are struggling, how do you help them to
actually
find
we'll
right
change
way?
that. We'll change it a little bit. Like,
Okay.
why do
Okay.
you think? I think my brain's so much in the other way. It's like, oh, what was the questions that I wanted to ask? But um, why do you think people are struggling with clearing their energy more than ever before?
Now today,
Yeah, in today's
do you think today?
society. Yeah.
Um, well, I have a few views on that. I think that with learning spirituality and learning about this type of thing, you can't let ego come into play. Okay, and I find that there's so much ego today that this is part of the reason why they're having the struggle.
Mm.
Because to me, you can't have ego in the way. You have to trust that what you see and what you feel is real, and not allowing the other people to push things into your face that you're constantly questioning yourself about how you're feeling about it.
Ooh.
Because does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. And just from what you're saying as well, what I'm picking up is, we did have the sense to feel these things, but technology has made it even harder for us to really be aware of these things. Because when, as I was talking about Mexico to both of you before we hopped on this call, like I was channeling like there was no tomorrow because I wasn't on my phone or I didn't take my laptop with me, so I didn't have my laptop for 9 days. And I had that space to just be so present. And I think from what you're saying as well, it's because there's too much noise going on in the world.
Mhm.
Of course, we
Mhm.
can't connect. That's why there's kids who are sicker than more before, or not being able to trust themselves, or having, depression or anxiety or ADHD because their nervous system is over censored. I don't know, overstimulated. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree with that. Because I think too, like back in the day, we got out in nature more, we connected with people more,
Yeah.
and it didn't seem to be now. It's like we go through these checklists of what's wrong with me. Why am I not achieving the things? Why am I not at the space where, my friend is and they're the same age as me, or this person that I see on social media? Like, I think, social media is great as far as getting information like this out there, but I think there's so much garbage mixed in with it that it really weighs heavy on people's mind. And because a lot of people alienate themselves, they take this on energetically, and then it's really hard for them to find their way back out of it.
Yeah. And as well, I feel like from hearing what you're both saying, the lack of community is the issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if you both had, like every Sunday we went to the temple, so there was a community there. You had your friends as well, or you were in other activities, like I did gymnastics. I also learned to play an instrument. So you always had community around you. You never needed, well, we didn't even have a phone then, but you never needed a phone device to sit there, to just sit around people. We had conversations
Yeah.
and connections,
Yeah.
which is why we felt connected. And I feel now more than ever, we are lacking community in the world.
It's
Yes.
true. True communication.
Yeah,
True
yeah,
communication.
yeah.
And that keeps coming to me so much. I know Spirit's just trying to push this through to me late these days. But I find myself saying truth. Let
Mm.
me hear the truth.
Oh,
Because that's so much in your heart.
mm.
When it's the truth, then you can believe it, and it's easier to accept, right?
Ooh.
What's coming to you, right? Because I mean, I find as in my mature life, I went to the doctor the day and said maturity, and he just killed himself off, and he said, "I like that." It's funny. Anyway, sorry, I had to throw that in there.
Yeah, go for it. I'm all ears.
I find as life goes on and my maturity keeps coming with me, sort of thing, that it's easier all the time.
Mm. I see what you're saying. It's the younger generation,
Okay.
isn't it?
Because, and like, well, you have just a different, if you can allow yourself to just let it come,
Yeah.
to just let it be and accept it for what it is, then it just, spirit just says, okay, well, you're ready. Yeah, I'll give you this shit too.
And then it's not going to be tiny, it's going to be big. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, I love that. That is so true. You're right. Yeah, because actually, even at the retreat, like where I was in Mexico, as I was showing you to you both, I ended up having conversations with people like in their 80s, and we were having a ball because they weren't on their phone or trying to get a signal. And we were talking about life and medicine and how we got here. And yeah, it's the presence that we're missing that you're saying, and it's
Yeah.
different stages. But it's interesting how it's happening as you get older, where you're having more presence, which has always been there. But we also had presence when we were younger, but now presence is disappearing when we're younger. So that's why it's taking longer to really tune in.
And
Yes.
understanding.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think for so young
Yeah.
now, we're giving these young children phones and things to occupy their time, where
Yeah.
I really feel like some space with nothing to do, where they can get their creativity, they can, just go play. Well, now it's like, just go play. Well, what am I going to do? What do you want to do?
Just go play.
Like, do you want to
Yeah.
color? Do you want to play in the dirt? What do you want to
Oh.
do? And I find, but them, and it comes kind of through the generations though, because you're seeing more and more people that are having conversations with each other and cannot put their phones down for 5 minutes and have that true connection and really get to know each other, which I love when you were at that retreat, that you were sort of forced in a way to do that, but kind of bring you back home, right? It's like it was a medicine in itself, I think.
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%. I felt like I was a child again, where I'd just go off skipping and dancing and running around on the beach. I was just having fun. All the other women were like, "What is girls doing?" And I'm like, "Hey, come and have some fun." And then before they knew it, they were being like childlike too. And I was like, "Let's take some pictures of this." Like, I was just having so much fun being a child again. Like, I always do live in that energy anyway. But I feel like when there's no technology, like you said, I had no laptop to do no work. I made sure I'm not doing any work whilst I'm away, just being
Right.
present. And that just was medicine. I didn't realize how much I missed that. And so
Don't you
even,
think it's feeding your inner child too?
yes, oh my
You
God,
know, like bringing that back out where you've forgotten to enjoy that, so
100%.
you're allowing it to rejoice too. So that's even more so of your spirituality coming out because it's saying, "Yoo-hoo, we're connected."
Oh, honestly, you're right. I was every morning like 6:30 a.m. watching the sunrise, watching the sunset. Like my whole timing was based on the sunrise, the sunset, eating as well. I didn't care about, what time to go to bed, even though my body clock would naturally. But you're right. I just felt like that 80-year-old again. Just, and I did, I have to admit, like growing up, I did have in some ways a blessed childhood. Like I would sit there for hours and just write and paint and draw and, do textiles or whatever, my soul was called to. But yeah, we now have less time. And I'm like, but why do we have less time? So I have noticed that my nervous system has changed as well. I feel more at peace with everything. Not that I didn't before, but my nervous system is like, if this is too much, we're not doing it. And I just go with the flow now. And I'm like, wow, this is so fascinating. And I wish all of us would do this at some point. Just take 9 days off if you want. No laptop, no social media, and just be present and see what comes out, what magic comes out through you.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah,
medicine.
it is. And I think that would be lovely if everybody did that because like I find that in the summer when we go camping, right? Like we're not hardly even on our phones at all, you know, and you just get that connection with Earth, with each other, with, you know, just do what you want to do when you want to do it, play games, go for a walk, whatever it is. But it's so nice because it's such a connection. And I agree. I think more people need to get that.
I agree.
And did you notice that your timing of sleep and waking up was just so natural with Mother Nature? Whereas I find when I've come back, it's like, oh, what time do I have to wake up now? But I just naturally woke up with no alarm out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so interesting, isn't it? It's a sign that we all need to just connect, like you're saying, more with nature, be with nature, and we'll
Yeah.
become nature again, I guess. That's probably the
Yes.
best way of putting it. Yeah. So I have a few more last questions to ask you both. I can't believe the
Okay.
time has gone fast, even though I talked to you for hours. How are you helping people to heal with the work that you're both doing?
You want to answer this one?
Well, I
Your
I
turn.
find for me is that I'm just open to what people need. And so it's really, again, it's about the communication and listening to them to hear what they're really searching for in their life or the healing that they need. And then just really I like to take some time, which I think you do too, before I do any kind of healing or reading or any kind of thing, to just center myself and connect myself with the source, because then I'm coming from it's not me. I'm just being the conduit to bring this healing for whatever they need. And so for me, that's really what it's a lot about is just that connection to, just channel it through for them to give what they want and
Yeah.
need.
I love that.
And I find if you listen well enough to people too, the information comes through for you to tell them. It helps you to ignite that spark in them or whatever it is that they're asking for, that you can help go in there and to help them find what they're looking for. I really do. I'm going to give you an example. Yesterday I was doing, or Sunday, I was doing some reading. I was on some girl and they were talking about Reiki. And we were talking about it this morning. And I was telling them, let's experiment with the energies with you. Okay. So we would experiment with the energies from, because I'm a Reiki master, onto them. And I'm just trying to say to them, when you go to see someone, these are the energies you should be feeling from that person.
Oh,
Right. And if you're not
yeah.
feeling the energies, then that Reiki person's not for you.
I agree with you on that. I've done lots of like different healing modalities, and if they don't work, that's okay. But go with someone that feels like almost like home, I would say.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
Is it?
absolutely.
I love that. And
And that we're encouraging people, right? When they're asking these questions, like taking that opportunity, which I think is such a wonderful thing, is like, hey, I have this opportunity to teach someone how to do some
mm,
breathings. I have some, like I know with like my stepdaughters when they're stressed out, like I'm like, okay, well, let just calm down. Let's try this. Let's try this breathing exercise. And they will. And then so then they regulate themselves. So I think we
oh,
always have this opportunity as healers, ourselves,
You're,
yourself, anybody else that does the healing
excuse
work
me.
to um acknowledge people and then to see them as people as opposed to anything else, right? We're all
yeah.
just energy beings. So just seeing them at that true base and then to help them learn and find their path as well,
There's
I
now in you
think.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I love that. Honestly, I think that's beautiful. And the thing is, like, we're all meant to help each other. That's what I think sometimes people, like you said, and I think Barb, that's what you said about the ego. There's too much ego. And I think sometimes people's egos go a little bit that way when they need to just come back here and remember what it's all about, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, come back to that centered, grounded person. Yeah, I love that. And if anyone is looking for the work that you're both doing, where can they find you? It will be in the show notes, but I'd like you to just share as well.
You go ahead.
Okay.
You're so good at
Well, we're
it. She's good at
I don't know the website off uh right off the tip of my tongue. But so Daughters of the Moon podcast, pretty much anywhere. We're on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. So you can reach us there.
TikTok.
We do, yeah. No, I come off of
Okay,
TikTok.
wait, okay.
It
Okay.
was too
See?
much.
Okay. She's just still teaching me.
So we do that. We have a monthly newsletter that we send out to whoever's interested to subscribe to it. Our podcasts, of course, on all the podcast platforms and then our YouTube channel. So we do intuitive readings once a week on those social medias. And then we do a monthly reading on our podcast just to kind of give the energies. And then once a year, we do a yearly. So yeah,
Look
it's
us up.
Beautiful. Yeah, it will all be in the show notes. I just thought I'd let you share as well.
and now we're just moving into a new thing. So if you're local, because we're in Camrose, Alberta, local, we're just going to be getting an office space that we're going to be working
Yeah.
out of. So you're the first to
Oh,
know.
I'm excited. Congratulations. Well, when you
Thank
do
you.
tell me all the details, I'll put them all in the show notes. It's all there.
Thank you.
Okay,
You're
thanks.
welcome. You're welcome.
And then mom's got a nice little, if you're in Camrose also,
What? Oh,
an event coming up on February 13th. I'm not sure when this is airing, but she's got an event on February 13th. So
okay, yeah. So that'll be fun too. Yeah.
Perfect. We will add that all in. If you just send that over, we'll add it in. That's
Okay.
not a problem.
yes, thank you.
You're welcome. I was going to ask a question, but I feel like you've answered it. It was about, for someone who wants to feel, oh my God, I don't know what's going on here. Functional systems. It's I haven't done this in a while. Like this is the first podcast I've done since I've come back. So
You're, you're
Nice.
beautiful.
Hey,
You're beautiful.
Bless you.
it's genuine this way.
That's true.
Yeah.
We all mess up. It's all part of the journey. It's all good.
Yeah.
It was to ask like 5 top tips for someone who wants to trust from within, but they don't know where to start. But I feel like we kind of started it about like disconnecting from technology, being more in nature. What else would you say? And then obviously you said about tuning in with the right kind of healer. What other tips would you
Yeah.
suggest?
I think finding what makes you feel good.
Mm.
Because to me, like if these kids grew up with music, there wasn't a day they didn't hear music in our home. And it always calmed things down.
Mm.
So I think it is finding whatever gives you that magical feeling that makes you feel like you're alive, in
Mhm.
tune with it, you're connected. slows you down a little bit so that you get that minute or whatever that you're asking for. It's I really believe in it. I believe that, whatever gives you that feeling of peace and joy, if it's a minute or 3 minutes, take it, take it, live it, be it, you know, grateful for it, sort of thing. And when you're doing that, to me, you're opening yourself up for everything. Because I mean, when we're growing up as kids, our minds are like we're a sponge. We're constantly pulling things in, right? And I think that when we, even as adults, if we allow ourselves that time, we allow the magic to come back through,
Mm.
and adventurous too, where you're constantly pulling something in still, but it gives you that joy. So I think that's defining the joy and that contentment is where
Yeah.
it lies.
And I think you need to create some space in your life. You need to take those, whatever that looks like for you, whether that's 5 minutes or 2 hours, and create that space where you're just connecting to your own breath, your own feelings of your body, and just letting everything come naturally. Because I think the more that we tune into what our bodies are saying to us, and they're always talking if we listen,
Yeah.
we create that space to allow that energy to come down and into us, that we can shine. And I think my final thing that I would say would be, to find the wonder in the whole world. Look around at how much wonder there really is around us, to be grateful for it, and then just really let that inner child come
Magic.
out and play and find your joy, and just keep going down your path and ask lots of questions,
Yeah.
because you'll pull into you the people that are there to help you along your path.
Yeah. Let the magic back in.
Oh, I love that. It's like we're playing together in this podcast as well. All three of us like, ooh, like that wasn't so bad. Oh, that's interesting. I love it. What are you most grateful for? That's my last question for both of you.
Most grateful for?
Mm.
Oh my God, what a question. So much.
Oh,
So much. When you sit back, like even driving out here today, I was thinking about all I'm grateful for. Because I mean, if we even look around, there's everything we can be grateful for, right? The day that we woke up today, my mother says to me, she's 93. Well, I woke up again today, so I'm okay. This is where I'm supposed to be today, right? So I guess that's the way that she's saying she's grateful for the day too, right?
love
So yeah, I think it's everything.
that. That's beautiful. I love. That's just right. It's being here, isn't it? That is a gift itself.
Yep. That's
What
what
about
mine is, I'm grateful for my life, because I
Yeah,
feel like that encompasses everything. It's my family, my friends, my faith,
yeah,
my journey, the people that I get to meet, the opportunities I get to have, the beautiful land that we get to live on,
Oh,
and just so my life in general, and just everything really flows out from there for me.
yeah.
wow. Thank you both for being on the show today and just sharing your wisdom and just being yourselves. Like, I love this mother and daughter, just powerhouse relationship and just sharing your gifts with the world. It's such a gift. And I'm just grateful for you both just listening to the inner light and trusting from within.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it, and we just love your energy. So
Oh, you're a
thank you so
sweetheart. We,
much.
we do love you.
It's same. It's vice versa. I feel at home with you both. Honestly, it's just a gift. It's like I've known you before, but I don't know how. But I'm gonna,
Yeah,
it is what it
Yeah.
is. And there's so much beauty in this conversation, like we're having. Like, I just hope somebody will just hear what they need to hear in that moment. And they're always welcome to be part of the crew because I feel like we've created a crew now. But thank you again. You
thank
guys
you.
are awesome.
Well, thank you.
Ladies are awesome. Best.
You're awesome as well. Thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much.
you. What an amazing episode with Kim and Barb. I am just so grateful that we started 2026 with this episode because I feel there's so much happening in the world right now, and I really wanted to make sure that 2026 was all about beginnings, transformations, coming back home to self, trusting our ancestral wisdom and the medicine that we're here to share. And Kim and Barb have been doing this for decades, and it's clear within their lineage how strong it is. And I really just want to honor that each of us have powerful, unique gifts. And I want you to remember, I want you to remember that you are so powerful, you are so gifted, and there is so much you're here to share in the world. And that is why I wanted to have both Kim and Barb on the show, to just show that it is possible, that there is wisdom around you that you're not even aware of. There is medicine within your family that you're not even aware of. But when we come back home to ourselves, that is when we're able to channel that inner wisdom and that ancestral medicine that we're all here to share in the world. Now, if you're struggling to transform trauma and you want to learn how to trust yourself, but you don't really know where to start, then visit my website at www.gerdshandel.com and check out my program, The Infinite Trust Method. It's all about coming back home to yourself and trusting the wisdom from within, so you can really start to tune in and listen to what medicine you're supposed to bring into this world. Unfortunately, that's the end of the show. Before I leave, I want to leave you with this quote. Intuition is the whisper of the soul. That's a quote by Jiddu Krishnamurti. Take care, my sisters, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.